original Yugi deck?
This is a pretty recent, like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Most of the cards in it are old though.
So the best thing about my deck is, I have a couple, but my best thing about my deck is that my brother gave it to me. So like when I sit down to fight, I go full on anime and I'm like, my brother gave me this deck.
Yeah, I had a dragon deck because I was obsessed with the dragon cards.
Obviously.
Ooh, I had
didn't
my
have a
dragon
Kaiba
deck
deck.
won many a tournament.
I had a Kaiba deck. Well, obviously you didn't have a Kaiba deck, Scott. When this came out, you probably would have been what, 40? 50? 60? More?
Do I boot him from the call? Do I make my life difficult? Do I just boot him from the call?
I
Do you know how to get me back in once you boot me? That's the question.
Oh, no. I was like, can I just set up a 4-person overlay real quick? And we'll just cut to and we'll just kick him from the call.
Just cut to Jake's. Just get me out for an hour.
Sorry, Chloe, he's all yours. Boop. She's like, no, this is my quiet time. I come in and say hi and pretend like I care, but this is my quiet time.
Like, here's your tea. Stay up here.
Yeah, right. Now remember, open the window behind you. Let it all out first.
That is not what we sound like.
Are you sure? Hey, Tesh, could you do an accent?
No, I can't do accents. I tried to do a New Zealand accent and turned out Irish. That tells you how good I am in accents.
If you want to sound New Zealand, you just sound like a really, really happy but bored Australian, right?
No, it's like when you make squash, right? You just add more water than you think you should, and that's New Zealand. Sorry, Steve.
So my exposure to New Zealand people is watching their prime minister because she's awesome, and Flight of the Conchords. It's pretty much it.
Yeah,
So.
I want their prime minister. she can come be our prime minister.
I mean, I would want to hear all of her political opinions before I would say something like I want her to be my prime minister, because we have presidents here.
I mean,
she's already been voted our most trusted politician, so
Yeah.
that's not a joke either.
it says a lot.
Oh, that's great.
I'm glad that that's not a joke because it makes it better. But I wonder if we could do something like, oh yeah, we actually voted Vladimir Putin our most trusted politician here. Anyways, oh god, that is awesome. All right, well, let's keep going. I just keep thinking. I come from a land down under, but
like
Australia.
Not in whatever that accent was.
That was awful. Let's play.
It was truly awful.
I don't do accents well. I have one bad accent that gets by enough that it's not painful. What you need? That's it.
What?
Crassa. That's it. The crassa. Moving on. So, Neil.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, actually.
Cool. Walk through the portal. Who do you have with you? Mog and Hansa?
Hansa. Small detachment of guards.
And you go to leave the you're gonna leave the portal and head into the great beyond.
So we're heading to the Western Keep, right?
You actually, you're already there because it's and you're all of a sudden you're magically suddenly there. And so you're inside the Western Keep, as you just said. And I'm just trying to zoom up real quick on my map over here. I can actually drop into the map for everybody else if you guys want.
What did we decide on rolling for that sword, by the way?
It's technically speaking, once a day. That's a game-worthy thing. It's worth noting it being once a day. So you can actually roll for that now. Josh is working on an API for it, but he's currently in the middle of packing his house and moving.
I would.
So he's doing it slowly.
My sword page.
Oh, that's cool. I can drop you back over there. And we should be able to see it in chat either way.
That's good. Random side.
I can't see. I can't read it. It says it's so small.
Resolved. +1 to will saves.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the sword is resolved. So if you have any conversations with it, you can imagine it's going to be, relaxed, calm, resolute, right? So you guys are going to immediately step through the portal and pop out, ping right here at the Western Keep. You have not actually claimed this hex as your own, simply the keep is your own, and moved on. And you're going to be moving out of there. Now, this is a mountainous region, so travel through here is going to be much, 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 much slower, especially if you're not bringing steeds or whatever you'd want to use in the mountainous area. Would you be bringing horses with you? I know you do so well with them.
Wow. Really? Really, dude? I am tempted to bring a horse or 3. But they really make the mountainous stuff better.
I'm actually looking for the basic rules right here.
It might be a good idea because of the flying and the fast mutated thingies.
I'd be more inclined. I think we should bring some mules. They're better in this sort of terrain.
Kingdom rules. Here you go, exploring and travel. I couldn't find it. I'm so sorry. So your base speed is going to be 30 because all of you have a base speed of 30, right? It's the slowest amongst you. And so things like the mountains traveling through takes about 11 hours per hex to travel through, I believe. Yeah. Not explore though. It takes longer. If you were to travel multiple hexes, if you were to use horses, it'll upgrade you by 1 step, meaning that you'll actually be able to travel 8 hours per hex. So 1 day a hex. And you're going to be going north.
Yeah, let's take some mules.
Okay. So you'll be able to hop on the back of your mules. I imagine you want one for your guards as well, so they're not slowed down.
Ideally.
Okay. So you bring about and then you also want some pack animals too. So with the 3 of you plus 6 guards, why don't you say you bring a dozen mules? That gives you 3 additional for packing or worst case scenario, backup for riding, right?
Yeah, you want the pack ones because you're wanting to bring back some of the metal, so.
Yeah, as an example or whatever. So you guys are going to get onto your mules and you're going to go and overlook the lands. It's going to be your first time there with Mog, actually. You go and overlook the balcony and see the land that's beyond. It's one of those things where I describe it every time you come here, right? The air is clean, it's crisp, it's nice. The land is beautiful. This site here is what made you decide, I love this land. This is a truly beautiful place to see. The only person that didn't get the first sight from here was Val. Val fell in love with a view farther to the south and to the west, actually south of Ostrad. That's how far away he was. But even when he got here, he fell in love with the view again. It's a gorgeous location. And overlooking the mountains, and you'd obviously come early in the morning, the way that the sun's just over the mountainside and just the way it kind of like lights up the valley down below. It is a truly beautiful sight if you just take in the scenery. However, you're not. Perception check.
Perception check. I'm in danger.
The 2 of you overlooking the area, checking it out. Mog would actually point out down below and be like, what is that? Voice change.
What is what?
Points down below to like, takes you a couple moments to kind of really see it because it's a little dark down there. With the shading of the way the sun's lighting the valley, it's a little shaded in the spot, but it takes you a couple moments and you realize there are bodies lying on the ground below. There's a number of them. It takes you a few extra moments to see it, and you realize there's gnoll bodies that are down there.
This valley was once host to a population of gnolls. It would appear no longer, or at least vastly reduced. Has Athena returned?
Let me think what Athena was doing. Flew over there, dropped off. How long has it been? It's been 1 day. Yeah, it was only been 1 day. No, it's been 2 days since the drop off.
Yes.
And it was, she did need a rest though.
True.
So yeah, it's been, I would say, yeah, she's not back yet. because things happen so fast. You guys are barely a day out.
Yeah, I know. There's so much happened in this condensed amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm muted. I didn't realize I was muted. I keep having to remind myself that although it's been like weeks and weeks in my time, for Ilden it's been days since he was like picked up from Harrod.
Yeah, I know. Neil's slow, so this is what happens. Cool. So you see that down there. You also unfortunately see down there not only those bodies, but also there are a few walking dead.
Oh god. Which series? We'll get to it.
I got it. It was just lame.
Mark,
Show was meh.
what sort of that was the joke? Difference between the series? Come on. We'll get to it. What sort of distance are you able to detect this ore at, Mog?
Same as most other magics like this, I imagine. It has to be within a not too far off. It helps keep you alert when shit's going down, but doesn't exactly allow you to peer across a map.
No, but it did lead you all the way from the Barren Lands to here.
Ah, you're talking about. And he pulls out from his side satchel there, like a sigil to Vroga.
Yes, I suppose I am.
You know where it's pointing? Back a room we came from. Because that was the trigger.
I see. I think it might be best if we give Hansa a description of this ore. She is
Do not worry, do not worry. I told you a long time ago that there's ore in these lands. Informed you of it before. I know where it is. The mines, the mountain, they're to the north. A little to the west. But if we just head north, we'll find our way there.
Very well. It's very likely that we will encounter undead. And furthermore, there have been reports of abominations in the area. We need to be on guard.
Okay? They both nod. I don't know if you were continuing with your speech there.
No?
Okay. So they both like nods to that. He's like, yeah, I'll kill him. He looks at her, he's like, you know how to swing? She gives him a cool look. And he's like, you know how to swing? And she like does a slow like eye blink and he's like, it's a question. And she's like, yes. Yes. I know how to fight. Good.
Right. Well, now that's out the way, perhaps we should make preparations.
We got donkeys. We got feet. We got a direction. What are the prep you need?
Deciding on a formation might be useful. Usually having outriders would be a good plan. However, I would be more inclined to pull these outriders into visual distance. It will reduce our ability to detect things in advance, but it will make sure that we are doing so safely and we're not caught unawares.
Whoa, hold up. You want to space out? So you know something's coming because one of your friends got eaten?
We're not spacing out that far. That's what I just said, Mog.
No, I understand. You said visual distance. That could be a good distance off.
Yes.
All right.
We're in the mountains.
Yep.
Have you ever tried to look through a hill?
No, I just walk over it.
Yes. Well, let's not walk over it into the waiting arms of some undead.
No, you want your friend to do that for you. I get it.
Yes.
All right.
These aren't war horses.
All right.
Rayrin gives him like a little bit of a longer look and then turns to go and speak to the men.
Okay.
So we're gonna have the beasts of just the donkeys, beasts of burden, will be in the center, and then the mules will just ride in a convoy with the guards on them, and then there'll be a couple of outriders back and in front, not as far behind as in front because there's gonna be less eyes on behind.
Yeah, you want to be able to hear the gurgling screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Henser should probably stay with the main column. Mog, I probably like on rear guard because he's going to be able to detect anything that's creeping up on us. And Rayrin would flutter around nearer the front.
Okay. So, you, one of the other guards is going to come up and have a conversation with you to give you a report. Chosen. I'm sure you've been filled in from time to time about the goings-on in the area.
Yes, as I understand it, undead and abominations.
Yes, of course, there has been both of those. The abominations that you're referring to, these things, many of them are on the ground, but spaced out. They don't seem to work together individually, which could be a good thing. There are some that fly, however.
That is problematic.
To say the least. I understand that you need to head out north. Just suggest that you have a good bow with you when you do so. But as for the undead, we haven't seen many of them here. Maybe there's been fighting between them and the abominations. Not entirely sure. But there has been one that's been lingering around for some time.
Come on.
It's, we've seen it outside. It's feasted on a few gnolls.
It keeps returning.
We think it's the same one, but we're not sure. It's hard to tell. We don't get too close. We'll take pock shots from up here at it, but it seems to realize that that's our tactic and went off.
What are its features?
Again, we're up here. It's kind of hard to notice details like that.
Wings. How many legs?
No. This is
Multiple heads.
Undead chosen. Nothing like that. It's if I had to guess, a woman. Sometimes lets out a pretty horrible scream.
Where was it last seen?
Here. Down below. I mean, it might be down there now.
Make the preparations. Stay here. I must go and see to this.
Chosen. Even Mog and Hansa turn to you.
Rayrin stands there. He grinds his teeth for a moment. You have your orders. And then he turns and starts down the stairs.
Mog follows after you. After, like, he waits a few steps, then he catches up with you.
This is something I must do for my friend.
What is it? Takes a couple of steps, hops over the little gap that you guys have there. Never reset that trap.
She was my friend.
Shit, you know her? You think it's just a zombie, or they were describing something more?
She was my friend.
How'd she die? This is important.
The gnolls tore her apart.
Look. She ain't a specter, though, right?
I think not. If she was feasting and visible in the way that the guards think.
Shit. All right, listen. It don't necessarily need to see you before need be, right? So I'm gonna cast that spell. I'm gonna make it so shit can't see us, all right?
Thank you, Mog.
Listen. If it can act and react, it could be this area so fucked that she came back as a ghoul or something with a bit of a minds to it. But you have to understand, there are things greater than that out there. Things that come back not with just a hunger. There's things that come back with a purpose. And you do not want to get between it and its purpose unless you're putting it down. Because if you get between it and its purpose, you are on the menu. If this thing can talk, find out its purpose. Solving that can sometimes be what, allows it to lay to rest. A more dignified end for someone you knew. But if things get a little rough, he taps the accent aside. I'll do it for you.
We might not have to... We can put her to rest properly.
That would be a proper rest. If we know what it is. And if we can find out what its purpose is. But understand, if it comes back as a pyre, and he just want to feast, well, it's sunlight out there, so likely not, right? Or it comes back as a ghoul, and has insatiable hunger, that's different. You gotta do that the old way.
I've encountered ghouls before. Very well then. Cast your spell, let's find out.
I'm gonna hang back. I don't want it seeing me and might trigger it. He casts the hide from undead spell on the two of you to keep you good. And he says, I'm here. I am right here. You let me know, and I'll be there with you.
Raren nods and gives him a slap on the shoulder. Not hard, just gentle.
Yeah.
And then makes his way down the stairs.
All right. So, you guys make your way down the stairs. And so, when you get down to the bottom and you get to the area, obviously you know to wear gloves when you open up the door. You remember all this shit, right? When you get down there, he'll actually place a hand on your shoulder and give a squeeze. And it's one of those things where you know that he understands, because you can imagine he's probably gone through this kind of shit before.
Yeah.
So, and then he hangs back. You grab the, do you open up the gate first, or do you call from, what do you do?
Raren would open up the gate.
So you grab the thing, you spin it, and you pull it open. You step out into the doorway, obviously. You don't necessarily have to go walking outright completely. What do you do?
Raren's he's walking softly. I know he's got this magic on him, but he's still acting as one would when they're hunting a creature. He's treading softly, that sort of thing. And he's looking for this perhaps horribly mutilated body of his friend.
Roll a perception check, I suppose.
Oh my god.
You notice, not far off, lying low in the grass, there's something over there. You catch sight of it. You realize that it has sight of you. It's watching. Maybe it doesn't know who or what you are. Maybe it does. There's definitely something over there, low and watching. You can see it watching you. And maybe even sees you watching it watching you. That's a whole rabbit hole we don't want to go down. Always feeling like
But
somebody's
I can't
watching
make
me
out
watch
that much about the
them.
creature yet.
Hmm?
I can't make out more like about what it is.
So do you want to be discreet, or do you want to keep like looking full on at it to make up more detail? You don't have to roll again, just
Rayrin is looking at this creature and it's looking at him. What are the eyes like?
okay. Then I will continue describing it for you. So you notice that the creature is humanoid, no question about that one. You can see that it is definitely a female form, but what stands out for you is the fact that the armor that they wear on their body, it's a Maltese, even if it is tattered and ruined, even if it is beat to shit, it is a Maltese armor. You can see the hair, which has gone wiry with over a year that's passed since this corpse died. You can see that the arms are at its side, but don't sit right, almost seem twisted. You can see that this creature is completely screwed up. Everything about it seems off. At one point in time, you see like a hand reaches forward and grabs a bit of the tall grass and moves it slightly to the side to get a better view. And you catch sight of the fingers. So thin, so hard looking, almost like sharpened bone is what you see. The creature, it does not look very kind. It does not look very, I don't know, keen? If there's intelligence there, you're not sure yet. You don't know yet.
I mean, Rayrin would stay in the doorway and he'd like, you see when someone like...
It's like 50 feet away.
You see when someone gets given like terrible news or is punched in the stomach, they deflate. You see him, he just falls to his knees. Jaden.
As you fall to your knees, you can see the creature immediately gets up and starts sprinting forward. It starts making its way towards you, letting out this huge, crazy, baleful shriek. Do me a favor, roll me a will save. Oh, and I forgot to refund the aid from before. I can get it in a bit. If you need me to do it now, Aqua, let me know. But otherwise, I won't forget for later. Back to you, sir. 22. You actually do make the save. So hold on one second. So what it is you immediately feel fear coming over your body, coming over your mind. You immediately feel this ridiculous amount of fear. You get the feeling that you should just cower, that you should just give in. You know what I mean? And just lie there and cower in fear. However, you're of a stronger mind than that. You're resolved. You actually literally hear in your mind, instead of fear, some mote of strength from deep within says, stay. Do the right thing. Do the right thing, Rayrin. As your bond with the sword grows stronger, and it holds you resolved and anchored to the point. The creature comes rushing forward. You can see, there's no doubt in your mind, it's Jaden, or some twisted version of Jaden. She comes towards you. Unfortunately, the way that she died mangled her body and left it so as she returns to this form of unlife. She comes back in this somewhat mutilated form, but still together. Still one piece, which is a surprise, to say the least. Nonetheless, it comes running towards you for you. It has this one of its clawed hands raised over its head as it rushes at you. Do you say or do anything as you knelt to the ground and you said her name?
As she begins to rush and she screeches, Rayrin has that reaction, and then he physically draws strength from somewhere. He stands grasping the scabbard of his sword, and he takes a step forward and he'll shout. What rank would Jaden have been?
Let's see. My apologies. You were a magi, right? So she would have been beneath you, being a what's the rank I'm looking for? Because you weren't her commander, but she was not your rank. Well, hold on. It's magister, magi, and is it magister, savant, magi, master, and what's the bottom one? What's the bottom one?
Hedge.
She would have been hedge.
So Ronan would stand and he would shout, military demeanor returned, and he will say, whether or not she'll respond or not, but he will say, Hedge Jaden, halt.
As you kind of said, you said you stood up when you said that? You stand up, you grab strength, the sword, resolve, so on and so forth, the heroic, everything that comes from the sword. You stand up, you pull back into your heart, in your mind from all those years you spent on the wall and your training prior to that, and so on and so forth, back in Amalta, knowing that she is an Amalti soldier as well, as all citizens are at one point in time or another. And you give out this command, and not but 10 feet away, she slows down, and about 5 feet away, normal, kind of comfortable talking distance, right? She stops, and her clawed hand drops by her side, and she looks at you and says, Rayrin, is that you?
It is, Jaden.
Rayrin, what has happened?
We won. The wall isn't needed anymore. We've driven them back. Service is complete. We did what we needed to do. You did what you needed to do. We're very proud of you. But it's time for you to end your service now.
No. I hunger. I hunger for vengeance, Rayrin. We had freedom. We had it. We had a chance, Rayrin, for freedom, and they took it. And I will end them. Every last one of them. All of them. Every clump of fur. I'll rip it from their flesh. I'll kill all of them. I'll eat their young.
Take my hand, Jaden. He tentatively raises it.
She looks down at your hand. Looks out at you. Why?
That's not you. What you're feeling right now is the influence of a being called Nankara. You're not about vengeance. You're about doing what was right. I may not be the chosen of the martyr, but you must feel the balance in your heart. Take my hand. It will remind you what your life was like before.
She will reach out. Honestly, you're friends, so it's not like it's super high check. Roll diplomacy because you're trying to convince a creature that seems to be full of rage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you want to modify that?
I'd like that, actually.
All right, you go right ahead.
Right, I'm rolling the luck there, Mr. Tish.
Tash. All right. So I think you have two
I wish
left.
that was...
Yeah, I have to note it down.
2 left. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, so she
2 left.
She reaches out and grabs
3
you.
left.
Sure.
Was there one that I didn't count?
I think so. I think the one that Will used before. But anyway, so you
maybe
she reaches out and grabs. She'll do so. She'll take your hand. It's tentative, but not out of fear or out of nervousness. It's just almost confusion.
Remind you of old times? On the wall? Playing cards, arm wrestling. You always were stronger than pretty much everyone.
You always lost cards to what was his name? Elijah?
you want to sit, watch the sun go down one last time?
When the sun goes down, they come out. It's where I can pick them off one at a time. Pick them apart like they did me. I can reach into them, Rayrin. I can feel their warmth, Rayrin. And it tastes so good.
You could do that, yes. You
There are
could.
creatures here, Rayrin. There are creatures. They don't taste the same, but I'll eat them too.
Well, you know what you'd be then? You'd be just like them.
These creatures, you don't know what they are. They're monsters. Have you seen them?
You'd be just like Peridel.
She
Reaching-
rips her hands back out of your, like, pulls it out of your hands. But it probably wasn't intentional. It's just her bones are so sharpened that it literally is one of those things where it cuts into your, like, your glove and your armor. Maybe even draws blood underneath, kind of like sometimes like a thorn from like a prickly bush might get through like protective wear. Like you feel almost like that sting underneath there. She looks at you.
Amulta was soft, weak, and Peridel reached its long, sharp swords into our lands. Don't be like them. We never stood to attack. We defended. We protected. That's what we are. Remember.
I am here to defend and to protect myself. They attacked us, and you are here. They could attack you again. They could attack us all again.
No. It's Jaden. This time, I won't let them. You're going to be safe.
You don't understand, Rayrin. You don't understand. I need them all to die. You actually hear from behind you like a psst. Clearly trying to get your attention.
Rowan, almost like he forgot that Mog's there. He like turns like jerkily and then like, yes.
He gives you like a gesture, like almost if he can have a side consult with you.
Stay right there, Jaden.
What is it? She stands up and immediately starts turning and looking in that direction. Is there something there? I think it's an intelligence check to see through protection from hide from undead.
No, I think it gives them it gives you like a fat plus 20 or plus 40 to be detected. Hide from.
I have it in here right here. So an intelligent undead creature gets a single will saving throw. That's what she gets, a will saving throw.
Oh, because yeah, of course she's intelligent.
I'll open roll this. Oh, she actually does not see Mog. She's like, what is it? Something calling you? What's there?
I need to pee.
She looks at you and says, isn't that how this all started?
Rayrin turns. He doesn't have anything to say back to that.
Okay. And you head back to Mog. He's kind of hanging back and he's like, she noticed me.
Nope. Luckily.
Where did she die?
Not
You guys
too
are
far.
standing in the doorway.
Yeah. Not too far. Just inside.
He looks around. Here, right? You can feel it. It's here. What does she say?
She wants to kill all of the gnolls. tear them apart.
Do you know what a revenant is? I imagine not.
I'm not familiar with the term.
She may have been here longer than all these others, or maybe what brought these others back triggered her return. But a revenant, it's someone whose soul is trapped here with hate for their murder. They cannot die, not in the typical sense. You kill a revenant, and sometimes, depending, they'll come back until things are solved.
How do I free her then?
There are a few ways. There's the violent one. We could kill her. And there's ways to contain her body, daily rituals, to keep her so she can't return, but that just keeps her soul from ever resting.
No, that's not an option.
I didn't like that way either. There's another. You can destroy the soul. It won't rest, but it won't be at not rest anymore. I don't like that one either, but it's more peaceful than the first. The last is to help them find peace. But you can direct it. You can push it. You see, you say she wants to kill all the gnolls, right? Listen, I'll kill a fucking gnoll. I'll kill a lot of gnolls, and I won't think twice about it. If you've never encountered them much, I'll tell you right now, most of them deserve it, right? However, you can't say that about all. There's kids. There's people that maybe don't agree with the rest, right? She's probably after them too. You need to let her live out her frustrations and think that she got all the ones that matter to her. You have to approach the gnolls. You have to almost trick them. This is a suggestion, not exactly what we have to do. But you can trick them into thinking, they need to split off for one reason or another. You need to trick her into thinking that's the rest of them. She does her thing. They pay for whatever crimes they've done. And she goes free. That's that, or she's gonna hunt them down till they're all dead. It's the lesser of two evils.
Are you any good at traveling silently?
I can travel long distances for many hours, tirelessly and quietly. It's what you have to do when you go hunting. Nonetheless, these are the only options I know, because I don't know how to forgive a soul that's been bound like this. It's outside my wheelhouse. We usually just kill him. But she needs to live out her rage, or that soul's gonna fester. You know what happens after they're a revenant?
I don't want to hear.
Good.
If I were to keep her here, around here, would you be able to trick the gnolls? Challenge them into hunting you, or some other such thing to get the hunters to follow you, and then we can deal with them. When none of the hunters return, the others would leave, and Jaden would be at peace.
How much you know about gnolls?
I know that they're bloodthirsty creatures who tore my friend apart.
Oh, that's a personal experience. I meant they're dumber than a bag of rocks and can't string 3 words together. Gnolls are pretty easy to trick. They're pretty fucking stupid. So, I'll do it.
Thank you. I truly appreciate what you're doing for me and for Jaden.
Yeah, I'll go talk to the Knowles. I'll see if I can get him split off. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can get him yipping. Get him. Find out which ones seem not so bad. Get him split the other way. I don't want to see some mass killing of all these people either. I don't like Knowles, but they don't all need to die.
We'll wait. I'll try to get Jaden to wait until we hear the howling, and then we will go.
You gonna keep her distracted?
Yes.
I
will try.
My magic's only so strong. She's, whatever keen she had in life, it's gonna be exaggerated by death. She might be able to see through my spell. So try to keep her distracted so she ain't looking my way.
Understood. Rayon will make a couple of symbols with his hands and head back out.
Hey, Ray. Good luck. And know, if you have peace here, you can help her find it.
Let's hope I can help her find it without peace there.
He nods. It's kind of like a sad nod, like understanding, like, oh, you don't have peace. But it's like a sad nod. He understands. And you are able to head back out. She's still looking past you. Did you piss?
Yes.
No slavers. Good job.
Well, slavers never stood a chance against us anyway.
Really? Shall we visit the cairn?
I'd like that.
She actually looks a little taken aback by that.
He believed in us, in me. It'd be good to pay our respects.
It's far from here. So, they're not far, though. I can sense them. They always think they can hide, because they run into the hills. But I know where they are.
If we do this, we need to do this properly, respectfully to our fallen comrades. Aldred died first. That's how we'll do this. We will retrace our steps.
Relive it.
But do things right this time.
She nods. Very well. Lead the way.
Ravenwood.
You start walking, and you can see that those first several steps, she starts walking too, but she looks back over her shoulder. She looks back over her shoulder, and she's like upset. Clearly, like she does not want to walk. At one point in time, you might even have to go over and grab her by the wrist again. Start kind of like pulling her towards that direction and start moving. Now, it's a long walk. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm going to try to mark it on the map to the best of my memory of where we had this thing forever ago. But I believe it was like this hill here. Was it that one? Or is it this one? Which one was it? I think it was the bottom X, right?
I'm not sure.
It's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, is the thing. Because I know that we must have headed west after to get to the keep to then teleport. Or did we? I know, to Athena.
I realized I was muted, sorry. I think it was the bottom one because I head straight west from Forvin.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought so. So you had pretty much straight
Val
west.
did, rather.
Yeah. But it was also not too
Because
far.
yeah,
from the
I
keep
went
either.
from Forvin and I went west out to about like here, which is in the plains where I met them.
Yeah, you met them right at the hill where the cairn was, right? So
Yeah.
there was that quick moment. So about 21 miles from where you are, and you're on foot. I always forget travel, how long that takes. So 21 miles, it would probably take you guys, that whole hex will take 8 hours of travel. is the kind of region it is. Oh no, that's not even on foot. On foot, it would take 11 hours. So you're gonna take it's over a day of traveling to get there, unless you have something that allows you to move a bit quicker. I imagine no.
Technically, I have like a mount spell that I could use, that I could prepare and use as the days turned. But
Okay, you're fine. So you start going in your direction. Funny enough, that's better for Mog. Mog could travel for like 16 hours straight without even getting tired. Like he's like, I'm good. Let's keep going. Let's keep walking. I don't get tired. Anyways, you start traveling that way. You can travel the whole hex most of the way there. Do you engage in conversation most of the time? Barely at all? Touch and go?
All the time. He's doing his best to try and remind her of their time on the wall, times with Aldred, not with Harveen, fuck that guy. Playing cards with Elijah. I mean, he's the reason Aldred died, because he was
I know. It's caught me off guard because I misheard that as Arvine.
Oh.
That's what made me laugh.
I legitimately miss Arvine. He's such a good dude.
He is a very nice dude.
Yeah. How is he doing?
He's all right. He's tired of being stuck indoors all the time.
I imagine.
In his tiny little flat with his fiancée, who is also lovely, but they are trapped together.
I didn't know he was engaged. Aw. Good for him. I was talking to him. Like, literally, I was reminded of him recently when Will decided to leave a whole bunch of group chats that I'm in with Will, and Arvine was in one of them. And then because Will left them, then like another person that was in the group with us left him, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll leave him too. And one of them left Arvine all by himself, and I was like, he's probably like, ah. I laughed when I said what I did. I was like, leave.
What dick. But yeah, Rowan would be doing his best to distract her, keep her thinking about, and keep referring that, we need to do things right this time, that sort of thing. Don't know which one of them sounds more crazy right now, but
So why don't you do me a favor, and you're actually rolling me, you're going to hate this one. You're just trying to be convincing with her. You're trying to be distracting, trying to be friendly. It's a charisma check.
Oh, God. Maybe I should have lectured her on the structure of the planes. Oh, come on. Can I like that prick, please, guys? Oh, sorry. I can't just.
Can't just click.
Give me the 4.
Oh my god, that dice was a roller coaster. It was like 3 4 3 4 3 4 3 4 3 4 2.
Okay, so
we're down to how many now? 1.
Correct. So you go there. It takes you again. So you're traveling there. It takes you a whole day just to get most of the way there. We're gonna get to that in a second. As you're traveling, you're having these conversations. First couple hours of traveling, though, all of a sudden a bird kind of flies up to you and delivers to you a message, 25 words or less, from Wilhelm saying,
"There is a new means of travel. We've learned more about the moats. We are staying here a couple days. Can't wait to see you."
Okay.
No, the last 5 would be
suck a dick, bitch boy.
Say your name, because do they know it was from you?
They would not know, but they've seen
Nathan's voice come.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tiny little chicken butt.
Yeah, wait, yeah, it is like a message.
We need to convene the council.
Imagine if Kithel learned that spell. All of a sudden, a little bird lands on your lap, and
hey, what's up, Ray? How you doing, buddy? Listen, all's well back at home. See you soon. We're cooking turkey.
You know what would be even better if, like, they talked in Terran through the bird, so the bird just
just grinds its beak till it snaps.
Oh God! Oh, that's horrific.
I mean, I was hoping for that bastard Raven deserves to die.
a bird just shows shows up one day. That bastard Rayron deserves what he gets. Where did this come from?
Finally, one last little bird shows up and is like, "We're putting on a performance at 5. Show up and watch us live."
Nice, I like it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Every time I do that voice, all I can think is the like DJ Motion.
I thoroughly. That's the best voice I've heard. I enjoyed it.
100%. I love it.
I think I just
It was just when that bastard Rayron deserves it. It just came out of nowhere, and I was like, "Ooh." How many charges have I got on that Ring of Sending per day, Scott?
Birthday.
Three?
3, yes. But if you're not, where's it? Oh yeah. Yes. Gosh.
The ring. If this is the Ring of Sending that was Valorant's,
No.
it's got. It's not.
It's not the bracelet. It's not the bracelet. No.
I loved Tesh's response. Wait, huh? It's not.
I'm not in
I'll
part.
probably give that bracelet to one though. Actually, Rayron like accepts it, ignores it, probably watches the bird get eaten. Like, I'm not sure he's really in the right frame of like there's no specific query that's been raised by that. They're just keeping him informed.
Correct.
So
you don't respond. Perfect. All right. So why don't you roll me?
I mean, there's no like option to respond, is there?
Roll me a intelligence check real quick. And there's no option to respond. The bird's not like, tweet, motherfucker, I'll go return it for you. Because then it's going to have to start flying very north and very east.
That's what I thought.
All right, so one of the things that you realize is if you want this to play out as accurately as you possibly can, the battle that happened what? In the morning, I believe? That killed your friend? So granted, we're going back over a year in real life time here, but I believe it happened in the morning.
I believe it did.
You're going to
or
want...
night? Was it morning or night?
No, because you've had to fight overnight against the Karn, like hiding behind the Karn. They had stacked for them. You spent the whole day burying them, right? So if you push yourself tonight, you can make it so that in the morning with a short rest, you can get there. Yeah. So you're going to want to push yourself for like 3 hours tonight to be able to get there. So you'll be able to sleep, and in the morning you can get up and travel a smidge more. So roll me 3 fortitude saves. Okay.
Oh,
so
I actually crushed those.
Yeah, no problems. I thought I heard Tesh.
I was not expecting that.
I thought I heard Tesh yell "fuck" or something in the background. I'm gonna mute him in case there's something going on. So it's for the sake of him.
In case there's someone like just broke into Tesh's house. Now we're not going to be able to call the police. And...
Would we be able to anyways?
Yeah, I know vaguely.
Somebody I know in Australia is being attacked.
I know.
I think Adelaide.
Town.
Yes, like Central Australia. No, not everybody lives in Sydney. No, not every. No. I'm not arguing with the officer. So.
Dude.
Continue.
I made my saves.
You succeeded. So you eventually go and you are able to go and rest. It's one of those things where you lie down and you sleep. When you wake up in the morning, where you left her when you lied down is still there, watching you. She doesn't sleep. The rage in her heart keeps her awake at all points in time.
Aww.
Yeah, so she doesn't sleep. She's just sitting there watching you. And you get the presence, the sense that while she's watching you, she almost hates you. You get the impression she hates you because you're pulling her away from what she needs to do. But nonetheless, you guys get up in the morning and you can start traveling. Not far from where it was that you had spent the night, you actually have a moment where you actually pass by like a small little, like a calm little stream, a very, very soft, calm stream that goes by. It's a place where you can easily grab, like, wash off your face, drink up some water, refill your canteen, whatever it is that you have, your skin, and whatnot. As you do that, one of the things that you notice is she stays a good distance away from the water.
Doesn't like running water. Gotcha.
So, for a second, oh my god, I totally misread that V word. I thought it said, fuck, was my roommate playing with a oh no, not that word, okay. I was like, what the fuck was, okay. My mind went different direction, Tesh.
No,
Sorry.
Valorant.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how it's spelled, but it's the game that's all popular at the moment.
That is how it's spelled.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So anyways, yeah, you continue. You get up in the morning. It's like, oh, refill your stuff. You notice that she doesn't seem to like the water, but she steps over it. She doesn't seem to have an issue stepping over it. You know what I mean? She like looks up into the sky as she steps over it, and then continues passing and goes with you on the way. This is right before sunrise, and right as the sun's rising, you guys are approaching the hill that you haven't been here in over a year, but you know it well.
I think Rayron would approach the cairn, expecting yet again the worst.
As you approach the hill, you can see that the rocks are still piled there.
Rayron would make his way to the front, like in front of the cairn, place the sword in front of him, kneel down, and say a prayer. Loudly, he'd say loudly the first one to Lady Arenda, because he's leading Jaden in it. And then he'd say the next one more.
Do you give one of those things where when you kneel down and you start and she doesn't like kneel down right away? Do you give one of those like looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
One of those grandma looks,
Yeah.
like, kneel, motherfucker. You're
No,
in church,
it's
bitch.
It's not like judgmental. It's like, come on.
Okay.
It's,
So
it's
not
more
like grandma.
No, it's more soft.
Gotcha. Okay. So you go over and my apologies. You go. That was at some point in time. Forever Go Snaga. Sorry, didn't Jake disrupt it, but that was handled a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Put it back how
Yeah.
it should have been.
Yeah, that was forever ago. So you go over there and you
Also,
kneel.
I knew it was a grave, so
Also,
I did
that's-
not know what it was.
Like, look at that little doggo. Oh my god.
So, anyways, you went over and you knelt down in front of it and you start praying to Lady Arenda. Go ahead, say your prayer.
I'm not going to flesh this one out. I don't think. A respectful prayer to Lady Arenda.
Okay. Is this out loud, or you don't have to say it you out loud? Does your character say it
This
out
one
loud?
is out loud. Yeah, because he's trying to lead Jaden in.
You
it.
can roll a knowledge religion check.
Oh boy. Oh my lord. The Lady of Wisdom shines through me.
Shines Ruby. Add another luck pool, Tesh. So anyways, you give your prayer to Lady Arenda, and it's actually kind of moving enough that she begrudgingly, this lacking tone, it's aggravated, but she does it as well. She actually does it as well. She continues the prayer with you. So after the prayer is kind of said and done, then what do? You said you were doing something else.
He'd then say a prayer to the Arbiter,
And
praying that Aldred finds the peace that he deserves.
was this in your head or aloud?
Quietly to himself.
Okay. So he finds the peace he deserves. You unfortunately get the response from your sword after your prayer is done. It's not disrespect, not to interrupt you. The sword tells you, I can sense it. It is alive inside the cairn. If you wish, I can guide your hand. Quick. One push. She need not see it.
Yep, okay. It's another morning. Rayron will mutter a prayer of guidance to the Arbiter. Yes.
And so, do you try to distract her in any way, or what is it while she's also doing her own? Like, what are you trying to do this?
Now it's time to return. And she will presumably eagerly begin making her way back.
She does. She does start making her way back. She doesn't go back exactly the way that you walk. She takes a couple steps that way. Then she turns, and she is walking back, but a slightly different way. You're obviously taking an opportunity, you're being pragmatic and taking the opportunity right here to do what you need to do. And then you can kind of pay attention to that afterwards. So you turn as quickly as you can, obviously, and place the sword over where the rocks are. And the sword kind of like, you allow it to guide your hands ever so slightly to where there's like a little bit of an area with obviously a bunch of different rocks piled together to a spot, and you hear the sword say, "Here, thrust hard, thrust true."
100. May your soul find its way to the afterlife it deserves. Then he thrust.
You could feel it stopped. It was almost stopped by another rock that was behind the ones that you can visibly see there. But then you pushed past it. You had the right angling force behind it to push that rock out of the way and thrust into the head of the zombie that was trapped underneath the rocks. Because unfortunately, that would have been there as well. Drawing the sword back out, you can see a small amount of old coagulated red that's on it. You know what I mean? That was still left within its skull. You know, not red, more like a grayish, nasty. Anyways, you can see that it's there, knowing that you did what you needed to do. You can feel the sense that it was done. It's been done properly. As you kind of like raise your sword and you look up over the cairn, you remember that moment where a crossbow bolt was fired at you in this direction, and that faded moment when you met someone that would alter your course in history forevermore. Anyways, when you turn around to like cleaning your blade, trying to get that off of there, you turn around to regard the area where you are. You first discovered that stone with the weaving of the metals through it. The area where you had been captured by these slavers and so on. Kind of taking in the scene. And then you look over where she is. You look over at the area where you actually took that last shot and dropped the man that was firing upon you. You see she's looking over down at him.
Harveen.
No, the slaver.
The slaver. What was his name? Jill? No.
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
So you can see that she's over there looking down at the spot where it happened. The rock that he was trying to, that he was over by, you got kind of pinned to and all that. So you make your way, I imagine, over towards her. And she says, "It was here."
Is he nearby?
I can't sense him. I only sense them. But it was here. This is where it.
This is where we earned our freedom. And at a heavy cost.
A debt not fully paid, she says, looking back towards the way you guys came from.
Our friend here is put to rest. Now, let's go and put some of our enemies to rest. And you along with them, eh? He like very gently reaches out and places a hand on her shoulder.
She reaches up almost instinctively and grabs your wrist with like strength, like you didn't expect, and your eyes snap to you with like rage and anger. But then after like a solid, palpable like 8-9 seconds, the grip loosens, but the rage does not, and she turns back and says, "Enough time was wasted," and starts walking back the other way. To be clear, they have a 24 strength. Like it is
Yeah,
I don't think you've experienced strength like that before. So even when one's like large size and drinks a potion, he's like, I'm a little bitch boy. So when you start making your way back, yes, I think the highest you've ever gotten is a 22. Jake, by the way. So you start making your way back towards it. You're of course tired. You didn't sleep fully last night and you pushed yourself kind of hard last night, but it's not the end of the world for you. You're making your way back in the opposite direction, trying to get there. It's a bit of a hard walk, but one of the things that you notice is that while she seems to be walking harder to get back there, she does stop at a couple points. Not stop walking, but she does turn to you a couple points. And instead of you always engaging her in conversation, she seems to be, from time to time, engaging you in conversation.
Yay. Retracing the steps of humanity.
And you guys keep making your way. Roll me, unfortunately.
Baron's clearly absolutely shattered, but he continues trying to. And I mean, you know, because you work with people, how tiring it is to talk to people all the time. But he keeps trying.
Roll me only the kind of people. A survival or perception check.
Survival or perception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joyce. Joy of Joyce.
Okay. How about Rayron steals my color? He's almost the same color as mine. If you're actually looking on the thing,
Back
you see,
off, boy.
he's like a shade off from mine.
I own you.
Mine's slightly darker than his, because I have actually a very specific hex color I uses, and he's just like, I'm gonna choose the purple on there. I'm funny. Anyways, so the two of you are walking around, and at one point in time, she stops and says, "Do you hear it?"
Presumably, I don't with that 18.
One of them are here.
One of them?
It's whispering. It's murmuring. It's making that noise. You can feel it in the ground. She says, you can feel it nearby. And one of those things where you see that she's behaving strangely, of course. And then she like looks down and she picks up her foot. And one of the things that you notice is even though you guys are walking on rock, the rock, even though you guys were walking on rock, you realize it seems to be mud on your boots. And on her, she's wearing like half a boot into a barefoot, you know.
We have mud on our boots.
Yes.
That is one thing that I cannot link to anything else. That is very rarely am I entirely stumped on a lead. That one I'm like, "Rrr."
No, you're fine. She, so
Can
she
I,
starts
can I
crouching low.
presume I can't hear anything.
Yeah, you didn't hear anything, no.
Maybe we should find the pack. We can pick off the string.
them. It's not them. It's not them. We're far. We're far from them. It's one of those things. She's looking around.
Rarian will draw his sword. Clearly not at her.
Yeah, of course. Roll another perception check. As I am, yeah.
And Rarian, although it doesn't necessarily, it definitely has a worse stat than him, I think. But Rarian would ask his sword to, he'd be like, "Be careful, something's out there."
It just simply says, "Be courageous." End it. You know? And you don't hear anything. But then, even though you don't hear its approach, all of a sudden you see around a little mounds not far off, like come around a little rock not far from where you are, is the fucking strangest looking creature you've ever seen. Covered in eyes and mouths, teeth, all over its amorphous blob-like form. Almost like a rolling snot. No, like a gooping forward. You ever see the movie Fern Gully? Slime beneath me, ooh, slime up above. Ooh, love that toxic love. Does it take place in Australia or is it like Brazil? I'm not sure if it's the Amazon. Maybe it's the Amazon. Might be Brazil.
It's going so
I've
far
seen
over
it,
my
but I don't
head,
know where it
I'm
takes
touching
place.
this.
Tim Curry? No? You know who Tim Curry is, yes? Tim Curry voice acts a villain called The Sludge or something like that in that movie. Oh my god. You need to watch this movie. It's fucking amazing.
Sorry, what movie was it?
Fern Gully? It's
No, I
got
don't
Robin
know.
Williams as the bat. My name is Betty. Like, come on. Robin Williams raps. Robin Williams raps. Come on.
It is great. It is great.
Oh,
put
I recognize the art on the box. So I probably have seen this, but it would have been a long
It
time
is
ago.
so good. Listen, Jake, this is your officer, your commanding officer speaking, telling you watch it with your children. They will love that movie. It is so good. It is so good. It's so good.
It is a good show.
Scott,
You've never seen
someone
it.
have
you
to
fucking-
say this.
I have seen it. I've seen the second one as well, which wasn't good.
Well, the second one's terrible.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't even think Robin Williams is in it.
I don't think he is either. The first one is good. It is actually a good show, but the second one's trash.
And then there's the salamander or whatever it is that also
What is
raps.
this? What is this aside, guys? Are we throne keeper now?
Sorry. So anyways, you can see the thing. What is it? You see this thing coming around the corner, and as it's doing so, you can hear it's like.
Heard Scott made those noises before, just in a very different scenario.
Well, I could probably make it slightly better. Hold on. Here
Oh,
we go.
don't do that. Don't do it.
Please clip this though. Please clip that.
What just happened?
Can you apply two at the same time?
Clip that and make it
I don't
following
think so.
noise.
I want to see the mushroom man's and that one at the same time.
Oh my god. No.
All right. Sorry. Did that echo well enough that you could hear it overlaying each other?
Yeah.
Good. I couldn't hear it. So, anyways, make me a will save and roll shitty, please.
No.
Yes.
No, never mind.
Hey, this party is just like the most willed party. It's like, we have the will to tell our DM to fuck off.
That's what it means to be a Kingmaker.
It's so frustrating.
Well, we just know Scott, as a DM, likes to throw things that require will saves. It's just common knowledge at this point.
Okay.
Don't tell my new PCs. So moving on. Yeah, so this thing comes around the corner and you can see she says, fight or run.
Run.
She looks at you like almost confused.
Rayram would take her hand and start urging her in the direction and say, "This wasn't here before. This isn't part of the plan."
Diplomacy check.
I don't want her to get hurt.
Oh my god. You can actually see, you don't just say the words to her. This isn't part of the plan. You can see the tone change back to almost how it was before. And she says, yeah, the plan. And she gets up and starts walking off with you. This thing moves so slowly
Thank God.
that you can kind of just walk off and you should be fine.
Scott in the background.
Hold on. Here, I'll do it again. One second. Here we go.
No, we've had it. We don't have any fun.
I'm just gonna mute for a second.
And that's how Scott's daughter got permanent nightmares.
Sorry. I actually listened to it that time. So chat probably heard it double over the double over. So poor chat. Moving on.
Quite amusing.
All right. So anyways, yeah, so you crush it and she goes walking off with you. It's going to take another day and change to get back there. But you don't necessarily have a time limit for when you need to get back there this time, right?
Renren would ask, he needs a rest if he can. He needs to try and get some sleep.
Okay. You would gather sleep for another night. And then eventually you would get up and keep moving. Just to keep things on trail. At this point in time, not at this point, sorry, no, keep going on. You, sir, are able to keep moving. And eventually you would get to where the so spend the night sleeping. She this time, when she sleeps, when you fall asleep, she's sitting there, but when you wake up, she's no longer watching you. She's instead staring out. You were tired, so of course you overslept the sunrise, the earliest part of it, just a little bit. She's sitting there and facing east and watching the sunrise.
I think Rayrin would watch that for a little while. Like, you know, he opens his eyes, he shuffles slightly, and he'd watch that his friend is getting to watch another sunrise, even if it's not how anyone ever would have wanted or imagined it to happen. But silver linings.
Rayrin, you are starting to, it's like, you can, do you go over there and join her? After a while of watching, she would say, every day, if we weren't so hungover from the night before, we would watch the sunrise before it hit the side of the melting wall, before we can see it blinding the troops that dared to stare up at us. It was beautiful watching the sun come over the horizon from the vantage point. Almost as beautiful as watching them wince in pain as it reflected back at them. Fucking Paradel.
Fucking Paradel.
You said the wall is good. I know it's true. How do I know it's true?
Rayrin would place a hand on her horrifically malformed face, look her in the eyes. The wall is safe.
She nods, understanding, but not just because of your words, because she seems to understand. Anyways, you guys get up and continue traveling your way back there. You're getting close to where things were. Or make a perception check.
Perception. Boil it, mash it, stick it in a stew.
Are you happy with your result, or you want to roll better?
Oh, I want to roll better. I'm sorry, guys. Can I use another luck?
Yeah, you may.
Tesh, the luck master, is frowning dangerously at me.
Tesh isn't listening to you. You just keep rolling
Tesh
shit.
is like,
You're way over your quotas for lux this session, Neil.
What are we up to now?
Yeah,
we-
exactly. Exactly.
sorry.
So
Oh,
that's
no,
okay.
you
What
go
are
up
we
one
on
as well,
now,
so we'll just redeem.
Scott?
So she, you just dropped one more. So whatever you, you just got one right now. So I think you were at 1, now you're at 0, now you're at 1 again.
It
Shoot
was
it too.
Oh, then you're at 2
two,
again. Sorry.
then
you're at 2
1,
again.
then
Yep.
2 again.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So anyways, you actually notice pretty much the same time as her. Off in the distance, you can see there are gnolls roaming through the hills. Sorry, through the valley. As you coming down the hillside over there, you can see them. You can feel, without having to touch her, you can feel her tense up. You can feel her hate and her rage. They're a distance off, but you can see them.
Do they look like hunters?
You don't know.
Spears, weapons, anything?
You can just see them moving. They're too far off to make all those kind of details. with a 15, you suck.
Let's hope they're not children then.
So what did you say or do anything?
Rayram would once again he'd place a hand just gently, just lightly on the shoulder and say, "Do it right this time."
Ilan, you're sitting there with them, days of research, when you hear a whisper. Ilan.
Look around. Anyone else reacting?
Nope. Someone needs forgiveness. My brother embraces somebody a little too tightly. They need forgiveness. Can you forgive them?
Yes. How can, of course, how can I help?
I don't know if Nathan reacts to that.
Yeah,
So-
I would just you would hear me say that just abruptly. Just
Elliot would look over and be
Just
like,
gives him that look like,
Just keep up with your translating there, buddy.
yeah, when you look
if
over
you
him,
didn't- if you didn't get- if you didn't
even
get
with
me-
the goggles on, you'd be able to tell he's like, the fuck is happening right now? Like,
take the portal
yeah.
to the Western Keep.
Okay, I stand up immediately. Okay. Look at the others. I have to go to the Western Keep now.
No, you said the other place is not in the Western Keep. It's actually, there's an underground place where the slaves were held, about a 2-hour trek or something like that north of Hargwen. Not in the Western Keep. Unless, and he looks to Nathan, did the elemental say anything about there being one in the Western Keep as well?
This
No, he didn't
isn't
say
to do with the elementals.
Are you okay?
I think I just heard the martyr.
Okay.
I have to go now. And he would get up and just start sprinting to get to the teleporter.
Elliot would look at Nathan and be like, does he do that a lot?
I know him as well as you do, really.
Okay.
Should we go with him or should we let him go?
I think this is good.
He'll nod.
And you guys go back to work. Funny enough, a few minutes later, you're also going to hear something in your head that says something along the lines of asking you, saying to you, I'm trying to remember the exact words, something along the lines of, the Chosen wants to know why I was put here. The Chosen wants me to get out of the way. You know, that sort of a thing, more or less like one of the elemental that you had placed a guard a few days ago outside the thing. The Chosen wants me to no longer be here. The Chosen says that I will make things worse.
I will say thank you for your service, and then I will say you can join me.
Okay.
Can't join me. So I'll say I'll see you soon, and I'll just like dismiss him.
Okay, and it falls into a pile of ash on the ground, back
Wait.
on where it was.
didn't say which chosen.
And then,
Dun, dun.
and then you start making your way over to the. So yeah, you make your way over to the area, like running through cross town. I imagine how it would run.
He's not a soldier. He did not usually run a lot, sir.
He's a Muppet. He runs like Kermit the Frog.
It is always funny when you watch like news stories, you see people just like going for a jog down the street, and the way that they go for a jog, I'm like, you're running, makes me laugh.
I'm running like Phoebe in Friends.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Anyway, so moving on. You are go there, lift up, come out the other side. You come out, you kind of like look around, and you go over to the balcony to assess the situation, and you can see there's a gathering of gnolls down below.
Oh shit. Okay. So down below the keep.
Correct. You can roll me a perception check.
Ooh, I'm not very good at that. I can certainly try. That's not too bad. It could have been worse. It was almost a 2.
Would you like to look it?
Oh, fuck. What do you guys? I might want to save
do
the.
it. Do it. I can't
Okay.
sit here and be like, oh, don't use luck after I just used 3 in a row.
Yeah. That last one, I think I need to save. Oh, 16.
Okay. So with your 16, you're looking down there, you see the group of gnolls. You gain 1 back, just so you know. You see a group of gnolls down below. And you also see off to the side, approaching quickly, 2 others. The gnolls seem to be realizing that they're approaching as they approach quickly.
Oh, fuck! I don't know how this keep works. Can I look down and see if there's any sort of like entrance to the keep that they're gathered around, or just
they're outside in the valley down below. You're in the keep. You're on the balcony overhead, right? The one where the bird usually is. Not there at the moment though. And you can see down below that this is happening in the valley down there or whatever. Not too far from the balcony itself, which is why I can get so much detail. Excuse me. But you yeah, it's a good distance away. I mean, you get the sense you know who it is that you're supposed to go visit.
the 2 approaching, I assume.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then just I have to go down and out, I guess. I guess I would start heading down to the entrance to the keep.
You don't have any means of getting down there a little bit more rapidly? Rapidos!
I do not believe I do. Oh, actually, you know what
Trying to get
I-
Tesh's character to come.
No. I do. And I forgot that I had this, which is, I assume Scott definitely knew I did, in fact, have.
Summon monster 3. Wait, what?
And
Yep.
what do you summon with it?
I am summoning the dire bat.
A giant bat. There you go. So all of a sudden you summon a giant
Dire bat, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a large sized. A celestial dire bat appears. So literally a large bat that seems to have this like, it's bats have hair to it, right? So it's this like beautiful light brown fur that's on it. Not golden or like anything like that, but like it's like a brown coat, but it's a very clean brown coat, so on and so forth, right? The bat itself has it has like this cute, almost like that kind of bat nose, or almost like a pig nose that comes to a point and whatnot.
Smile.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually really, really nice looking. Manicured sharp talons. It's a nice looking bat, a dire bat. And so it takes you a full 6 seconds for you to summon it, and you do, and the thing is there before you.
Ilan almost looks like if anyone was around to see, Ilan almost looks shocked that he did it himself, and then immediately connects the dots and gets up on the bat's back.
The bat immediately takes off and jumps and dive bombs down. Just kidding. It actually goes down just a little bit and then flutters. The rest of the like swings, because bats do dive, but they're not like birds. They don't do the crazy dives like birds do with the pullouts. Their wings aren't the way. Well, yeah, no, nothing like that. They do a little dive and then fly. So literally, you can see
dives the same way. Sorry, go on.
Neil. Shit, one of the flying creatures is coming.
I think Marion he knows that she just wants to bolt at these creatures and just murder them, but he'd grab her wrist again, a little bit more firm, and he'd say, we have to be careful. There's one of those flying things. They weren't here before. We have to be careful.
It would be flying straight at you guys as well.
Roll a diplomacy check. And it's one of those, as you grab the wrist, you have to be careful. And then you can, depending on your check, whether or not you get everything else out. Because, again, 24 strength should just drag you behind her.
Damn!
It just drags you behind her.
While
She's
flying,
Naruto running and dragging you like you're strung to a horse.
while it's flying, can I cast Sanctuary on it?
You can, yeah.
I'm gonna do
Sanctuary is
that.
a self, isn't it? Oh, creature touch, yeah.
Yep.
Is she actually running?
She was rushing forward with you, but when you said that, she slowed down.
Good.
And it's one of those things too where it's coming down. Roll me a perception check, Neil.
I'm really good at that.
You can notice this is not some abomination. It's just a giant bat. And more importantly, there's something on its back. Is that Ilan?
It's like, with everything that's going on, how emotionally charged, like Raymond just like pulls like a, what the fuck face for just a moment before he's like, wait, I know him.
As Ilan lands, he lands on the ground and dismounts the bat. You don't just know him. Where he dismounted is also very familiar. You know the spot. You can see she stands up. So she doesn't stand up. She sees the gnolls, which are now aware of this big bat thing that came up, dinner. And a person on the back, dinner. And now sees you got, dinner. And so these gnolls are starting to make their way over here. Her rage starts to really flare up. You see, when she sees the mark of her murder, when she sees her target, she actually gets hit with a haste spell, as well as other amazing abilities, including a +4 profane bonus attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, grapple, saving throws, all that shit. On top of being hasted, she becomes a fucking god in combat against the point of her murder, right? She's a scary thing. She, all of a sudden, very quickly, and she lets out that same kind of shrill that we had heard beforehand when you first met her. So I'm going to need both of you guys to make me that will save against this.
Wait, you really only have a +1 on your wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wisdom, not a will.
Oh. Oops.
That's
You're
fighting
right.
mode
Where's
kicking
Will?
in right
Where's
there.
Will? My will is the exact same modifier.
You just have to
Sorry.
re-roll though, as per rules. Sorry, don't roll worse. Yeesh.
That damn it.
Unfortunately, fortunate for you, Rayron, you're good. Unfortunately for Ilan, he cowers. Literally just like, because it's so fucking frightening, the scream that she lets out, that he literally cowers with fear and kind of like literally falls to the ground cowering. Like,
I had a Winifred's thing from yesterday. What does that do?
just a +5 to a skill check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that wouldn't be.
So it's one of those like one of those, good old fashioned actual cowers,
I
right?
got the print screen of that. Someone clip it.
Yes.
Oh God.
I want that to be an emote. Daelric cower.
Oh God. I hope I was moving too
fuck.
much and it just gets blurry. So anyways, moving on. So anyways, yeah, you brain network, go back. So as he cowers though, again, like I said, you're distracted, you pulled your attention in so many different ways. One of the things that doesn't cower with him is an emote of light that seemed to come out of him for a moment as Ilan falls back cowering. The poor Perrin boy that went through the experiences he did. You have a mote of light that stays behind, floating the same exact spot where you once saw it floating before. Right here, spot where Val happened to fall some time ago. And you see her and a hissy trying to get to the gnolls, and the gnolls now aware that you guys are there. There's a moment you come to realize you know who brought her back. And you know what that represents right there.
Valorant.
Sorry, moat. I didn't mean to say moat.
I mean, moat is correct.
Yeah, moat is correct, but not like moat.
We're
not
using
like,
it.
not
we're
like,
using
not like
too
on the
many.
map. Not like this
Yeah.
moat over here.
We're using the same word for too many different things.
By the way, one this whole time was actually dredging a moat.
I mean, Rain would see this and he would say, Valorant.
You would see almost like a twinkle, like a moment. It reacts. You've seen a light archon before. It feels like that again.
So Jaden's like ready to bolt.
Correct.
She's like pumped up, and this moat is like 10 feet, 5 feet.
Yeah, it's right in front of you. Yeah, about 10 feet, we'll say, because of that's where what's his name kind of like hopped off. It was like and like right away. Sorry, Ellen.
No, it's fine. I actually like the way this is playing out better.
Different to before. Like Raymond's been quite light with how he's been like placing hands, etc. This time he'll like grab Jaden round the waist and say, just 5 feet, just this way, please.
You're going against everything that she wants, everything that she needs you to do, that she wants to be here for. You are going to have to try to convince her of this. You can try to grapple and against her CMD, but you can imagine this thing is powerful. If it anchors itself, it's going to be like you trying to wrestle, I don't know, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh
God, it's hopeless.
He's trained. So he will mount you. So you, I guess, try to use your words, try to convince her, try to lean into it. What do you say? Just 5 more feet. Just 5 more feet. Would you like to roll for me?
Can I give him my Winifred's Orenda's
Not
wisdom or whatever it is?
transferable. When it's gifted, but when one of them is given by chats to you, it is
That's fair.
sitting on your lap, and only you can use it. And I'm speaking very slowly in case someone.
I think Rarian would say, just 5 more feet, just this way, please. But knowing he can't move her, he like falls to his knees again, and he says, please. He's still like hanging on, but it is pathetic. Ilan probably hasn't seen Rarian ever look this pathetic, and I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
You had Winifred's wisdom on that one, giving you a +5, equaling a 32. But you know what you're up against in the moment. Do you want to use a luck die on this to try to top up that 32, just in case?
We have two.
I swear to God, if I don't roll like a 3, just a 3, that's all I want.
50.
Yeah.
Oh, that was on a 3 and then it rolled off.
Okay, so anyways, you say this to her, and it doesn't matter. You get that luck die back, by the way. Anyways, you lead her that way. She's like, what? And she's like almost instinctively going with you, but like it's like one of those. She's being dragged by you only because she's not fighting against you. She's just almost like paralyzed with the moment, and you're kind of like pulling her, and she's like torn. You can see she's actively torn and not moving forward or to the side. It's just getting pulled by you and not fighting it yet. And then you get over to where the moat is, and
Still holding on to her, Rarian would stay holding on to her, and he'd reach out for Val. Please. Lend us the martyr's forgiveness one more time, friend.
you touch the moat as you're holding on to her, and it passes. It passes through you and into her. As it does so, you can see she's just kind of like, it's one of those moments where light just kind of like, as it goes into you, and you can literally see like almost like you have a flashlight like through your skin, like up and through your body, coming out the other side where it stops right where that area of your flesh is the demon skin. And it stops there, almost like there's a wall. But come on, Val knows who you are. He makes his way around the thing, almost like it stopped to almost regard it for a second, and works around, comes out your hand and into hers. As soon as it goes into her hand, her whole body starts to glow with lights, similar to how you see Ilan do from time to time. Glows with lights. You can see it almost coming off of her like a lantern. There's a moment where the gnolls are like, huh? So like regarding what the hell is happening here, right? Excuse me 1 second, sorry. That thing's being loud as hell. My I don't know if you guys could hear it or not, but my dehumidifier is being loud as hell. So, anyways, you because I have a sound gate up, so you guys might not be able to. Anyway, so you where that happens, the gnolls even slow down, and you can see that as that light kind of pours off of her, as the light kind of dims, which takes 12, 15 seconds, as it starts to dim, you can see that out of like almost like rising, not necessarily out of her mouth, but out of her rises the moat again, so it floats there, and there she stands before you, Jaden, alive. Her hair is more or less as you remember it. Her skin whole, her body whole. She seems a bit different than when you last saw her. Seems a bit changed than when you last saw her. First of all, she's alive, but she's whole and well. She's kind of not fully to her senses. She's like blinking and she's trying to take in the surroundings as the moat then flies over, and you can kind of stands for a moment in front, like floats for a moment in front of your face, giving you a moment to say something if you'd like.
Thank you.
And then it flies over and back into Ilin, where Ilin returns to his senses, no longer cowering, aware of what just happened and aware of that moment of back to the powerless person he was before. He can stand up and react however Tesh likes.
She spoke to me, told me to come.
Who spoke to you?
The martyr, I think.
You'll actually hear a whisper in your mind again, says, it wasn't me, it wasn't you that forgave her. The forgiveness came through Rayrin. So there was a taint that was left. She's alive, mostly. But she has another chance. And then the voice leaves your mind.
She just said that because you were the one that forgave her, she's alive mostly, but there's something. You'll catch him. He's not hiding anything well at the moment. You'll catch him like a quick glance at the arm. He said, she said there was a taint, but she's alive.
We need to speak to one.
Rayrin.
Jaden.
I think I know. Things are a bit foggy, and I'd like to get onto that right now, but there are a lot of really pissed off looking gnolls over there.
It's okay. Stay here.
And as you say that and turn drawing your sword, you hear from the background, as Mog starts running up from behind with an axe out.
Oh, we're gonna have a fight. We're gonna have a fight.
and we will end the session with this time. Poor Jake.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Poor Jake being like, I just want to talk to the angel. Scott said after last session that I could talk to the angel next session if I could talk to the angel and ask some questions. Can I talk to I want to talk to the angel. I want him to be my friend instead.
I want to get rid of my negative levels. Thank you. That is my thing.
If this level does this level.
You guys level. Jake's, however, having a bit of a hard time.
No. If I level, I can cure him.
You guys don't level until after next session.
Fuck.
No, we level.
We level, you fuck.
You already said it.
Scott, we're all leveling in between this
It's only
session
been
and
3 days, okay? It's been in game 3 days.
Been one hell of a 3 days.
You guys.
That's like saying 2020 has only been like 5 months. Yes, it's only been 5 months, but have you seen what's happened?
That's so true.
Oh, that's so true.
Okay, I concede. I concede. Okay? please stop. Please. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God, it hurts. Did you guys see the Joe Rogan message on? I think it was Instagram because my wife follows him on Instagram. Yesterday.
Not yet.
There's been a couple of earthquakes which happened. Oh, thank you, Aklo. Which happened a lot of time. For Jake, nice. Which happened a lot of times. What you call it in Yellowstone National Park. There's been a few earthquakes recently, so he was like, "Oh, that would just, he said we're 2 catastrophes away from an alien invasion." It's like, oh man, imagine if that super volcano went off. That would be it. We're what, like 325 million people? We'd be like 100 million. Like
Fair.
U.S.
The
population.
Aztecs were only slightly out in their predictions, weren't they?
So my favorite thing was someone like the person who wrote the prophecy was just dyslexic. It's 2021.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Yeah, I like that. I meant to put 2021, but they put 2012.
It's a misnomer. Like, English. So complicated.
Oops.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know about all of you, but I had a lot of fun this session. That was really good. Either way, I do technically have to get to work really soon. I'm working from home today. I have to get to work really soon. So we're going to go and record an after show. So we're going to hard out really quickly. Listen, I would love to raid somebody. Does anybody have any persons that would be interesting for me to raid?
Let me have a look. See,
there's Daelric is online at the moment.
There's nobody I follow at the moment. Oh, thank you, Van. There's nobody I follow at the moment. We are going to, of course, go and do a raid anyways. So I don't usually do this kind of profiling, but if we could find someone that we can promote that we don't know, Twitch.tv. Give me a second if we could find somebody. Any person for promoting. Anybody. All this
Accidentally picks like an abhorrent person.
I unfortunately just don't know a lot of streamers because I live my own,
especially on this time slot.
Yeah, my own quiet little life. There's apparently somebody. There's a Mizzy Rose who's wearing just paint. There's actually apparently. Okay. Apparently there's a Mizzy Rose that only wears just paint often. Moving on. I don't know who that is, so I don't judge. You do you.
Body painting's an entire thing on like a type or a section onto it.
You're not nude, so it's okay.
Norway says no. The paladin has spoken.
Norway says no what?
It's forbidden.
No what? Sorry.
No to the body painting stream.
Oh, no. I'm not going there. I'm not going
Cinnamon Toast Ken.
Sure. That's
Ken's awesome.
I was gonna say,
I know him.
That's
awesome.
a friend of a friend, so I know a
if
few people.
Pesh says that he's awesome, I believe it.
Yeah,
I
met him at one of the PAXs.
How do you spell cinnamon?
Meanwhile, Jake's there like
CINNAMON.
There we go. Let's go raid
Jake's
cinnamon.
spoken on stream.
You know what? Let's just go.
We need.
Bye, Jake. Bye, Jake. See y'all later.